a question for you. Are you any less of a book lover if you switch from buying beautiful paper-bound hardcover books to a Kindle? Well, let's talk about it. Hi, my name is Melissa. I am an avid book lover, creative writer and photographer for over 20 plus years, and here we talk about everything to do with creativity, books, notebooks, and inspiration. Okay. My first ever book that I ever had was one that I borrowed from my primary school library. Back then, when you borrowed a book from the library, in the back was a little envelope that would be stuck on the back, and inside that envelope was a card. You would have to pull that card out, write on there the date that you actually intended to borrow it out, your name and or the book title, and then you'd hand that over to the librarian. They'd keep it in a stack with the other index cards. When you brought the book back, they'd stamp the date you put the book back, and that card would be back in the book. If the index card was not, or the borrowing card was not in the book, you couldn't borrow it. Simple as that. And ever since then, I have been keenly in love with books, and I love them. I love the feel of them. I love the experience with them. I love being transported to different places that are both worldly and beyond worldly. I love romance, heroes, stories, everything about books. So I get a Kindle. Well, a couple of reasons. First, my very first experience with a Kindle was terrible. I never liked it. It was too small, very chunky, too clunky, wasn't moving fast. The lighting on it was really bad. This was when Kindles first came out, and I flatly never used it, kept it in the back of the cupboard. I charged it occasionally, updated it occasionally, and that's about it. This one, which is a Kindle Paperwhite, it has a 7-inch screen, which, you know, for people with glasses or people like me that like the bigger screen, that's really good. When you have the lights on and around it, it lights up around the entire page, but it also has a light up here that comes down over it, which is really quite lovely as a reading experience. You can change the font size from a small font to a really large font, so you can read it without having glasses on, which is lovely, particularly if you fall asleep with your books in your cocoon of a bed, like I do. Very handy. The other thing with this is that this has the ability to have PDFs sent to it and read on the Kindle. What that means is that you would put a PDF into an email, you would email that across to your Kindle account, and you could read it on your Kindle. That was the biggest bonus for me, because I send myself a lot of notes and messages in a PDF format to myself in an email, so that I have them there to always refer back to. I'm also doing my PhD study, which means I read a lot of peer-reviewed journal and articles. I can now read them all on here. This one in particular, I think they come in 16 and 32 gig. This is the 32 gig, so that's quite a lot of storage. The other huge bonus with this Kindle, with having a Kindle, is that if you're anything like me, when you go on holidays or vacations away, you love to take books with you. Love it. So, and I usually take 3 to 4 books. So my book stack can look like that compared with that. Big difference. Yeah. Less weightage. Now, let's talk about the experience. Picking up something like this, beautifully bound, sprayed edges, that's a reading experience that's just phenomenal. It's beautiful. It's literally begging for you to pick it up and read it, and never put it down until you finish it. It's immersive. It is, you build your own cocoon around yourself. If you're anything like me, you love to like blather on blankets and pillows and just snuggle right in and just get right into it and not be disturbed. You can do that with a book. you can also very much do that with this. I like to do most of my reading at nighttime, which suits me better. And sometimes I actually don't have the best light available, but I can turn all the lights off in my house, wrap myself up in blankets and pillows, flick this on, and the light on this is it's actually pretty good. It's very, very good. It lights well. It doesn't strain the eyes. And because if I change the font, if I fall asleep, that's no fair, no foul. My glasses do get broken, and it turns itself off. Perfect. And it never loses its spot. You don't have to put a bookmark in it. And like I said, this expands the imagination. That's the whole idea of a book. It's to build on not just your vocabulary and your reading experience, but it's to really incite an imagination that is just wild and crazy and phenomenal and very, very, very personal. This can do it, and this does do it, but not as much as this. Will I stop buying these because I have this? No. Will I use this as much as I use or read these or have these? Yeah. The last 5 days I've taken this with me every single day, and I've read it every single day during the day as well as at night. That says something about it. The Kindle will not replace the books in the way that, this is just my experience, don't shoot the messenger. For me, it will not replace the feel, the excitement, the thrill, the beauty of a well-bound, beautiful book, limited edition or sprayed edges. But a Kindle that can read books and PDFs that you send to it in the one little small cute compartment, that's pretty nifty and pretty handy. Pretty sure I'm going to be using this every single day too. But that's just my take on it. Hope you found some use of that, and I look forward to seeing you again in the next video. Oh, and remember this, learning is lifelong. You will never learn everything in your lifetime, but have a bloody good hard try at it and enjoy it along the process, and be nice and respectful. Okay, see you next time. Bye.